What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Gym Floor. We are a couple of days out from our huge event, so we unpacked, no matter where you are in your business right now, how to actually go about events. We talked about imposter syndrome, which is obviously always a really important topic, and just a reminder that we experience it too, and unpacking where we're at with that type of stuff at the moment, and a bunch of other things that I can't remember right now. We do have a few announcements though. So we have updated our delivery of Standout PT. So we now have 4 options within that program itself. So first one is new. So a touch-free version where you can just use all the content, do all the modules, watch workshops that are recorded rather than attending the group calls, etc. Stage 2 is obviously as Standout PT as it looks right now. So group workshops and the group mastermind call. Option 3 is that you can do one-on-one coaching on top of all of that, so we can refine things. Maybe you need a little bit of extra help to apply those things into your business. And then the 4th option is a done-for-you option where we'll just build the front and back end of your business for you based on the Standout PT module. We'll work with you to create that. Last announcement is myself personally have opened up spots for one-on-one business coaching. So whether it's part of Standout PT or aside from that, if you're in a position where you would like some help, you're a personal trainer that's either getting started, wanting to fill your book in the gym, or you want to go online, or maybe it's time for you to actually scale beyond it just being you. Maybe you're looking at team members or expanding the brand in some way, shape, or form. I'm happy to chat about working with you. So just reach out through the DMs for that one, or there's a link on my link in bio if you want to apply and find out a little bit more there. Okay, that's all the things. Enjoy the episode. Have a great week as always, and we will see you next time. And we're back.
We are.
Do you ever wish you could do radio voice?
Nah. I've come to terms that I've got this big, deep voice. It's just not.
Yeah.
It's not a desirable radio
It's
voice.
part of it.
Can't
Yeah.
sing.
Yeah.
Can't do radio.
Yeah. I used to think I could sing. I had people who could sing tell me that it was okay
All right.
when I was skinny.
Oh,
Now, cannot do.
yeah. I've got a friend of Lucas is a really good singer.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I've always been like, I can't sing.
Yeah,
Just can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. An ex of mine was a lead singer in a band and stuff.
Yeah.
She would be like, you're such a dick. Like, you can just sing without even trying. Now, cannot do. Too much neck.
I think I'd have maybe like a really unique kind of small niche
Yeah.
of people that would enjoy the voice.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be mainstream, Ben.
Do you know who Smith Street Band is?
No.
Nah. Well, they're obviously from Melbourne, from Smith Street. And they're very, it's like semi-melodic, yelly-ish poetry more than singing.
Yeah.
So, like, lyrically, it's awesome, but he can't sing to save his fucking life.
Yeah.
But it also kind of works. Rise Against is another example,
Yeah.
if you know who they are.
I know who they are, but
Yeah.
I feel like, what's his name? Hobo Johnson or whatever?
I don't know who that
He's
is.
an American guy. He does that as well. It's like poetry kind of spoken, but music.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Like some days I'll put it on, I'm like, this is fucking unreal. And then other days I'm like, that's nails on a chalkboard. Stop it.
it's not hitting.
Yeah. Very mood dependent.
Music is so much like that, though, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So I hate that. Like I really need to move away from it, but it's just like it's the only other channel that I pay attention to at the moment is the Modern Wisdom podcast.
Yeah.
So you had Phil Heath on.
I've seen that.
I listened to
Did you find that a little bit of a hard?
I listened to the first 20 minutes this morning, and I was like, I know I'm really tired, and I'm struggling, but this is fucking trash.
I found that very difficult to listen to.
He's so boring.
Agreed.
So rehearsed.
And he's not very I don't know, for someone who like kind of backs himself for being like pretty smart, college educated and stuff, I was like, you don't really talk
Yeah.
that way,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
I found it pretty, I was excited for it. And then I was just like, it's a little bit let down.
Yeah. The first 20 minutes, I don't think I'll go back and finish it.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad they cut him up. Like we like we do.
They
They
go
can't-
watch the shorts on YouTube.
The shorts just on the topics.
Yeah.
Even Alex, like I can't do 2 hours of him.
Yeah.
It just makes me feel
that
like a
pod
piece
was
of
a
shit.
lot. Yeah. It
It's
was
like-
a lot.
Yeah, I need to just pick the thing I want to listen to, and then like
Yeah.
take a couple of days to process whether I'm like a good person or not. And
I deliberately haven't listened to the book and before this weekend because I don't want to hear it and then be like, I'm going to go do a different sales strategy and I'm going to be like fucking conflicted and shit.
yeah,
But the podcast was like, this is, and maybe this is, there we go. There's a topic for the day. It's talking about imposter syndrome because it's what every trainer fucking talks about when they come into our space. It's like, this is the height of imposter syndrome
leading into
for
it.
us, leading into an event like this. Also, the other stuff that we've got going on, it's like, who am I?
Yeah,
I have some news. We have some news. We have 2 things. One, we've evolved the services for Standout PT. So that's really cool. So now we have a touch-free version. We have our current version, which is like group workshops, group mastermind.
hands-on. Yeah,
We then have a one-on-one version where you can still get access to, but you also get one-on-one coaching as well. And the last tier is we have a done-for-you version. So you just pay us, we build your business for you. So there's all of that. Then I've opened direct one-on-one, so you don't have to be part of Standout PT if you want to. If that model doesn't suit you, I've even spoken to a couple of people that have like graduated it that still need help in different stuff that are interested. So yeah, one-on-one direct business coaching, mentoring, Zoom calls type stuff. So that's going.
no containers.
No containers.
Okay, just sounds cool. Just want to know.
I
what's
put in.
just want to know it's in the container.
I shared my landing page with a few people just to be like, hey, let me know if this hits. What do you think? Blah blah blah. And I've got like what you get section, and then I've said what you won't get. The first line is misplaced therapy language. And every single person that's read it is just like, that line's fire.
Speaking to the people, Ben.
Yeah,
Giving
yeah.
them what they actually want.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was talking to someone yesterday. I was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to book my my blazer, no pants photo shoot.
Isn't that what we're dieting for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do my business coach photo shoot.
Get
So-
a onesie.
Submit your ideas, guys. What I need.
We'll have to do one in our bathers, right? Because that's what the business coaches do.
Yeah.
Because that's
Yeah.
related to business. Your bathers.
Well, I'm thinking I definitely need to
Sit on the car.
wear
the bonnet.
jeans that I undo and roll them down a little bit.
Yeah.
I definitely need to have one with a blazer and no pants. So I'm
no-
training chest a lot, so I can try and like squeeze
Mate.
some cleavage in. I hope, maybe.
I've been training chest my whole life for that shot. It's like this.
Yeah. Probably one where I'm like squatted down on the ground with one leg out in front and leaning across a little bit. So there's like lots of booty in it. And if I pull my arm across, I might get a little bit of cleavage happening there too. What else?
Settle down.
I don't,
Get me
it's a
excited.
bit hot.
Yeah. There's a heater on in here.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that'll be happening. Oversized tees and chinos are the fit. Be yourself, they say.
That's right.
Yeah.
But the business has evolved.
Yeah, so that's
syndrome.
happened. And then, obviously, yeah, workshop this weekend. When does this come out?
2 weeks after.
Yeah, we're not quite ready.
Yeah.
October
I
1st.
thought you were gonna do it. I was like,
Yeah.
we're doing it.
It's not today. No, it'll be announced in its own pod anyway.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. In a different location, the podcast will be.
Let's see.
There's a little
I'll have to
hint.
watch it.
Yeah. If you keep an eye on my stories, you might see some hints too.
Ooh.
All right, that's enough.
You tell him, Tim. This guy can't keep
Pull
a
him in.
secret, eh?
I'm fucking useless.
I haven't said it.
It's killing
Are you
me.
one of those people?
It's killing me.
Can you
No.
take a secret? Yeah. I can take a secret.
A secret I can.
I can take, yeah, but it's exciting news. It's not a secret.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever had to keep a secret, Tim? Like that you just...
That's what I like about having different friend groups. You can get really excited and tell one person, and
Yeah.
you know they're
Yeah.
not going to tell anyone.
Yeah.
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 Now,
Like, you could tell you, well, you obviously can't tell your parents because But like you can tell your mum and dad, and they just get excited for you, but
Yeah.
they don't know what the
Yeah.
fuck it is. It's
Yeah.
like my whole career.
Yeah.
Like, Mum, we're doing this. Oh, that sounds really good,
Yeah.
mate. You
Congratulations.
have no idea what this is.
It just comes down to my pay's going up. Oh, good.
Yeah.
I could say that, Mum. Yeah, Mum's just always so excited to hear about work, but
Doing
like
stuff.
in her head, I'm like, you don't even know what I'm
Nah.
doing.
Yeah.
Just still doing the fucking the music.
Oh, Les
shit.
Mills. Les Mills pump class.
Sick. Got the
Yeah.
fucking spandex on and shit.
I have a few like internet friends,
Yeah.
so they're like not connected to my real life.
Yeah.
So I'm able to like, hey, we did this. It's really cool. And they're like, yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
It's like, cool. Okay, I feel better. I got it out of my system.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important.
Just need
My
to tell
wife is
someone.
that. She just, that's really good, babe. I'm like, oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah. Do you feel like the telling your wife though is like it's almost like because 5 minutes later it's gonna be like, can you cook dinner now? It's like that.
Yeah.
It like just pulls you back to reality so quickly.
No, we're like, my wife is my biggest fan,
Yeah.
but is she, and I love her to absolute death. She is also my number one
Critic.
critic.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really good mix, to
Balance.
be fair,
Yeah.
because you don't want to just have someone gassing you up your
Yeah.
whole life.
It's
Yeah.
got to be genuine.
Correct.
Yeah.
So when you, and like, we've obviously evolved our communication to a point where now she can say things and I don't get upset, which is taking a little while. I've had to receive the information and practice, and she's also had to deliver it.
Yeah.
But now I know if I say something and it comes back with very minimal, almost nothing in terms of feedback, it's like we're on to something.
Yeah.
And that was
yeah.
like, this was one of the first times where it was like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Like, this is it? I'm like, yeah. And
Yeah.
she's like, wow. So
That's good.
makes me excited.
That's good. My my wife had a Layla Hormozy moment the other day.
Oh, yeah?
She didn't even know. I haven't even told her that it was. But she I was having a moment and she's like, babe, I don't care if everything falls apart and we have to move back in with my parents. Yeah, like it's fine. We'll be fine.
Ooh.
And I was like, because like Layla does the under the bridge thing.
Yeah.
Hormozy quotes it in his first book, I think.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, she said that. Like, I'd sleep with you under a bridge, blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
Yeah.
you don't know what you just did,
Yeah.
but I like it.
Uh,
So that was cool.
yeah, that's good.
But yeah, so talking about like being pulled back down to earth.
I'd rather sleep under a bridge than live at my parents' house, to be honest.
Low key, yeah.
Especially if it's the in-laws too.
Yeah.
It's like, our bridges look pretty good.
Yeah. Look, if we're having a kid, it might have its benefits.
Yeah.
And
True.
we just need to have an office real soon.
Yeah.
Fuck, Ben works a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Yeah.
70, 80-hour weeks.
It's just a superior
Do they
human.
have a golf simulator there?
Yeah.
Simulator there? Yeah.
up at 5 a.m. just telling us he's carrying the boats every day.
What about the boats? But yeah, so talk about like coming back to Earth. So this is such a fucking Gisborne story too. So got the call to confirm this deal that we're not naming. Came out, had like one moment by myself. Came out, told Amy, cool, and then like it's like, oh, what do we do now? It's just like, okay, the Earth didn't stop. I think that's something cool to talk about too. Is like when those big moments happen, you think they're gonna be something that they're just not. It's so weird. It's such a weird feeling. Like,
Yeah, it's like, so what do you want for dinner tonight?
yeah, it's like there's no fireworks. There was no nothing sort of. Amy was like, "Oh, I want to take you out to dinner." I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm so fucking tired that
Yeah.
I just want to stay home.
Steph did that too. She's like, are we celebrating? I'm like, it doesn't mean
Yeah,
we need a... Yeah,
Yeah.
not yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. Anyway, I'll light the fire. There's no firewood inside, none. So we have like pile inside, pile just out the door, and then the main storage.
It's a
is
really
around
good
the side.
system.
Yes, it is.
Mm.
But we were out in both locations.
Oh,
So I had to get the barrow out. So gone out. I'm like, okay, so this is fucking cool. That moment's over.
yeah.
Now back to
Just life.
like ground. I was like, you couldn't. There's not. There definitely is for a precious faux country person like me.
Brought you back down to earth real quick.
There's nothing like more like let's reconnect with reality. Like carrying some fucking firewood. Like, I didn't have to cut it. I didn't have to go get it. I understand that I'm still a pretentious twat, but it's fine. So, and I was like, and it started, as soon as I stepped outside, it started to rain. I was like, awesome.
Delightful.
So I'm going to do this in the rain now. So then I was like hiding under, like trying to walk close to the house so I didn't get rained on. And I'm like, fuck, this is hilarious. Just have like career defining moment and then cool, back to normal. As I'm thinking that, I walk under the channel for the gutter. I swear to God, it was the biggest drop of water that's ever fallen off anything and landed square between my eyes. I was just fucking full wheelbarrow, so I couldn't wipe it or anything. I was just laughing at myself, just like, yeah, okay. I guess we're back to normal. Yeah, so I wonder, like, I think everything we've ever done that we've had big moments like that where it's like, oh, it's gonna be so special. It's gonna be everything. And then you're just like, yep.
Yeah. I think this time
Cool.
I was probably the most level.
Yeah.
Most level. Even,
Yeah.
look, may have accidentally told a few people on the weekend. I was weak. But I said it, I was real neutral about it, and they were all really excited.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, you know. And they're like, why aren't you like just so excited about it? I'm like, it's just like, I don't know. I'm like, just the older you get, you're just like,
Yeah. And it just feels like a natural progression too, I think.
yeah, I'm just like, yeah, it's a progression that we've wanted or looked at for a while. And then it's like, as well, anything can happen.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's
Like
not
just
guaranteed.
being, like, you know, we talk about the pendulum.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like the pendulum swings too far one way anymore.
Yeah.
Like
Like
either
it used to.
way,
Yeah.
it's just like, we're just like, okay, this is happening.
Yeah.
Like even the last 3-4 weeks just in our business has been great.
Yeah.
But we've still just been like, you know, a couple of real little jokes. You know, is this real life? Like
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But it's never been just like,
Yeah.
let's take, you know, let's just fucking
Get the cigars out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Let's
I think we
crack
need to make sure that we make this weekend like that, though. 'Cause it's a big deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I don't feel the imposter syndrome this weekend, if I'm being honest.
That's good.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because I put together every
You haven't
word.
studied enough yet.
I've
think
put
that's
together
my thing.
every single word that's going to be projected for the weekend.
Yeah.
and how it's going to go down. Like that's part of the role, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, the stack of proof is there though.
Yeah. I think that's my normal ritual too, is like writing the slides. By the end, I get to the end of the slides. I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
Because I even said to you, like when I did the review of them, it was like, dude, there's like each individual one of these 8 is worth a ticket price.
Yeah.
Like these are sick.
Yeah.
So I just need to actually sit down and once I practice and
What
rehearse
are you going to do and deliver and stuff?
yeah, then I'll be like, okay,
yeah.
fucking.
I put lots of bodybuilding in there just to really throw you out, mate.
I'll put the
Every example
the
bodybuilding.
Conor McGregor arms out onto the stage. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot of proof to lean on regardless of that for us.
Yes.
It's been a long time coming.
Did you read that thing that I posted? The Why Us slide that I put up?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's wild, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I made a reel the other day about like the when Tim told me I wouldn't make it, or told the other manager, and she told me that I wouldn't make it.
yeah.
And I put in there like 3,000 PT sessions, and I fucked it up. And I went back and did the math, and I was like, an average of 35 sessions over 8 years. It's 15,000 sessions.
Yeah.
You did it for longer.
Yeah.
So you're
At
looking
10, 11.
yeah, maybe 20.
Mm.
And then Jess, I think, did face-to-face for 3 years.
Mm.
So it's like, yeah, it's 40,000 PT sessions between us. It's wild.
Mm.
So yeah, so about stack of proof.
Yeah.
It's pretty epic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder what the percentage of like full-time online coaches there are too.
I reckon it's more now.
Like I went online full-time in 2019. I wonder how, like what the...
No, it would have been before that.
No, it's 2019, March.
Are you sure?
Yeah, and then we went to lockout in next year.
Full time. Yeah. I guess you're coaching people online before that, right?
2017 started online coaching
Yeah.
and then left the gym.
Full time.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because I went to FBME and then stayed in the Gold Coast for a month.
Is that Essendon?
Yeah.
Essendon full time?
Yeah.
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 And you were complaining about not being able to go out and see people.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the natural progression of an online coach. There's a period where you just complain about being home all the time.
Yeah. And then you get used to it and then you just hate people.
And then now I'm just like, I went to the shops today. I'm tired.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I just went and trained with Will for a month, which was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. I came for like, a week?
A
or
weekend,
something?
I think. Yeah, maybe a week.
I think it was a week. It was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, we did heaps of pods and stuff. As well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good trip.
Had like the world's worst leg noms. Third story
Yeah.
of a fucking apartment block
Yeah.
with no
Because
elevator.
Ben is not beating me today.
Yeah. Still got it, mate. Even today. We go do a workout now, I'll still try and crush his.
Yeah. And legs, you 100% would.
Uh,
Not even a question.
I know, I'm an old man now. Changes.
Yeah. So I got under the barbell on the weekend. I've held a fair bit of strength. Quite happy.
Oh, did you squat?
No, just bench.
Oh.
But no, no
got,
legs.
Got under the barbell, did a bench.
Yeah. Well, yes, I was laying underneath it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was surprised because I've done a little bit of machine incline pressing, a lot of overhead stuff.
Did I see a single? Did I see a single?
Nah, paused fives.
Okay.
Yeah. 80 kegs paused for 5.
Yeah.
Not shit.
Yeah.
I was happy with it.
Yeah. I don't even know what I could bench.
Mm.
Don't know.
I feel like I reckon I could still hit 100 for a single, which is important.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
I can hit 100. Yeah, I reckon I'd do that.
Yeah. Deadlift's still 200. No stress.
Yeah.
And then just pay for it the next day. Yeah. Anyway, so back to
Still got it.
we
just had a little stack of proof that we had to prove that we can still lift.
Still
guys.
lift,
Yeah,
yeah.
thanks for coming
Still
with
got
us there. And they're just like, "Fuck you guys talking about?"
yeah. So trying to provide value,
I used to be big.
those big moments
Mm.
in your career. It's okay that they're not what, because I think no one talks about it.
Nah.
No one's like, yeah, fucking. Actually, I didn't really feel that. You know, like it didn't.
Yeah.
Fireworks didn't explode, and God
Yeah.
didn't talk to me and shit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's important to celebrate them as well, though,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
acknowledge them.
You actually have to carve out time for it. Don't expect it to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta celebrate your wins.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you always look like on the next step,
Yeah.
like what you don't have and where you haven't gone yet.
That's where I am now. Yeah. That's what
Yeah.
the imposter syndrome is. It's like, okay, well, this is the new level. What's the next one?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, Jesus, that's now a real scary, because like we said, this one felt natural,
Yeah.
and it almost was like the step we've taken in the last 3 months was like, this is where we're supposed to have been
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah.
Whereas the
Yeah.
next one's like, oh, okay, that's...
Is it Dunning-Kruger?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that, but just life.
Yeah. Well, it's a circle of knowledge thing, right? Dunning-Kruger's... Oh, no, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
you think you're smart at the start. and you
Yeah,
realize you're not.
but it's kind of like, it's kind of like that, where it's like, now you know there's another level.
Yeah.
You're now working out all the stuff that you don't possess.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
whoa.
Where's the gap? Yeah, and
It's
that's
like
where the
person
imposter...
I have to be every day now to
Yeah.
get there.
Yep.
To develop that proof.
That's where the
is a
imposter
big
syndrome
jump.
came from in the last couple of weeks. It's just like looking at like, okay,
Yeah, I haven't gone there yet.
yeah. Because it's like, and then you sit down and you go, cool, so we've got a room full of personal trainers this weekend. It's like, well, anything you've done on the gym floor, I've done it.
Yeah.
And I've been sold out online for 5 years.
Yeah, and I've made all the mistakes that you're either made or about to make.
Yeah. And I've got a library of other people that I've taught that have been just as, if not more successful at the same thing in shorter time frames.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's all valuable. It's just now me going like, okay, but what's me to there? It's a different gap.
Yeah.
But if you also walked in and started talking about that gap, people who are still in that pre-epic scaling level would just be overwhelmed.
Yeah, it's too far.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not for me yet.
Yeah.
Which is what we would be like. Would
Yeah.
have been like then.
Definitely.
Yeah. It's an interesting dynamic. So before we keep going, I just want to give you guys a little message about our Standout PT program. So Standout PT has been designed for personal trainers who want to sustain a long-term career in fitness, but right now they're sick of chasing clients. They're not making enough time for money, and they're super frustrated with the results that they're getting in their business, and they can't see themselves being here in 3 to 5 years' time. If you want to know more about the Standout PT program, book in your free exploration call where we can have a look and see whether or not that would actually be a suitable program for where your business is at right now. And back to the episode. So I have a question for you.
Hit me.
Has every bad thing, I think there's, and I don't want to go down that rabbit hole again, but has every bad thing that's happened in our business over the time led to something better? So think about all like the
recent memory,
big roadblocks that we've hit. Has there
the most significant ones have.
Yeah.
The ones with a big magnitude of effect have. Big little ones that.
You mean indirect correlation, so like following it?
No, we just responded
Or
by
just in
things
time.
getting better.
Yeah, so like the not really pre, we were doing it together, but I just spent all the money. Built the first website. I was like,
brought
fuck.
all my intellectual property to the table.
Yeah.
Worth a lot.
Totally failed. And then I was like, but that made the mentorship. And then without the mentorship, nothing we have now exists.
Yeah, so you're just talking about like pure timeline wise.
Yeah. And then like we've had people in really vital roles inside the business that have left that at the time felt horrible.
Yeah.
And then like the team we've got at the moment, I think the team we've got at the moment is the best team we've ever had by a long shot.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's like that turned out good. The only one that I think will maybe come to fruition in time, but I think the lockdowns, I still don't look at it and go, that made
No, it's a pivot.
Made it's better yet.
Nah.
We survived well, but like
Yeah.
it's like, what did we build
Yeah.
from it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you take that period out, the rest of it.
Yeah.
The jumps were positive.
Yeah. Do you think our business is better on the other side of that experience though?
I think so.
I think we're better as people.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I think the resiliency, it's like if we can get through that, it's like,
I agree.
yeah.
Yeah, I think
else is.
Yeah, that's what I mean by us being better as people is like mentally fortified to
We didn't
another
just-
level.
Yeah.
Didn't just get stuck and
Stacked
give
a
up.
lot of proof getting through that. There was a lot of questions that asked myself
Mm.
and we asked of our business and each other.
Yeah.
We had some very interesting conversations that were very transparent.
Yeah.
Weren't always seeing eye to eye, and we come out the other side. I think anytime you can do that, people
Yeah.
leaving,
Yeah.
like literally, it's like that meme where everything's just burning around you.
it's fine.
Yeah, it was kind of literally like
Yeah.
that. It's just like people leaving left, right, and center.
Yeah.
Us just fucking trying to, pivot
Juggle.
and move and
Yeah.
banging heads sometimes.
Mm.
And then if you come out the other side of that,
Yeah.
and then take the business back that way,
Yeah.
back up.
Yeah.
It's like, I kind of think
instills a lot of confidence.
it does.
Yeah.
It definitely does.
Builds a lot of trust within the team as well.
Yeah. And I think like we had to be so much better at everything we did because I think like before that was like the glory days, right? It was like so easy to be successful.
You're piggybacking off your face-to-face.
Yeah, but even just culturally, like it was so easy. You know what I mean? Like we were the only ones that had a TAM.
Yeah.
Now everyone has a camera and CapCut.
Yeah.
Like we you know what I mean? Like it was so easy to be a level above at the time. And to be a level above now is actually harder. And there's arguably a smaller market, which is also interesting.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think net the business is probably better.
Yeah. But you take that out, every other major issue that we've had to address is
The course that we didn't know what
Has
the content
result-
was going to be until Thursday. And they all went to jail or something. Lordy.
Yeah.
You'll like this.
Mm.
The cynic gets to be right.
Yeah.
The optimist gets to be successful.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool, huh?
Definitely.
It was an Alex thing.
Yeah.
He was like,
I don't really use the term cynic a lot. Is that someone who's like always looking at like the bad shit?
yeah.
So they're always looking at the thing that could possibly go wrong.
They
Yeah,
call
yeah.
themselves realists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then the
it's-
optimist is the person that's like sees the upside to everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, because he's like, how
Do you think you can just... Can there be a spectrum to those things though? Like
Yes.
one side of it's beneficial?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm not cynical,
Mm.
but you are way more optimistic at some points than me, right?
For sure.
Um,
Which is why I thought it was an interesting quote
and you're
for us
not
to discuss.
you're not overly cynical,
Yeah.
and I'm way less optimistic in some instances, but it's never been to. I've never kind of sat there and said to you like, "I told you," you know, like I've grabbed your shirt and said like, "I told you that guy was a flog," like you know what I mean?
Two
Like-
mentions in one episode. It's
But you
on the
don't-
brain now.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I just wonder if like you can just go into something with just like blind optimism and it's stupid.
Yeah.
Like not saying we have, but people could.
Yeah.
Because you can take that. Like it's like, oh, Alex said it. Like I want to be successful. I'm going to look at the upside of everything.
Yeah.
And it's like the upside to something really stupid.
Yeah.
And you're like, bro, like that was never going to work out.
Yeah. Yeah. So the example he used is like, your parents, when they tell you that like that girl's no good for you,
Yeah.
they're right 100% of the time until the one time it matters.
Yeah.
And you meet the person. Like that was the example.
Yeah.
It's like the same with like all the people that like tell you that like, oh, there's no money in personal training. I was talking to a client the other day. She's looking at transition. She's in nursing. She's just like frustrated. Like obviously cost of living is super high.
Yeah.
She wants to not work 9 to 5 and save away and kind of have nothing left over at the end. She's like, oh, I'm looking at going down personal training, but like a few people have said there's no money in it, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, well, the shit ones.
Yeah. You're talking to the wrong personal trainers.
Yeah. It's like find another Cert 4 pathway that leads to $4,000 a week.
There's no money in a lot of small business if you look at the shit places.
Correct. Yeah. But that's what the optimism is required because it's like they are right.
Mm.
Because the percentage of personal trainers that actually do make money is really low.
Yeah, I feel you.
Because like the lifespan's only 6 months. So a lot of personal trainers
Yeah, the average.
are correct in saying there's not a lot of
What is
money
it?
in
The
personal training.
median is
Yeah.
low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like they're right, but
Yeah.
they're also really not.
Yeah. You won't make it in small business if you're not optimistic.
Agreed.
Or you can't sit there and just like
Yeah.
overanalyze and look at the absolute like worst case scenario to the point where like it's gonna hinder your ability to do anything. Because it's like you at the very start, you won't approach anyone.
Yeah.
You won't ask anyone.
Yeah.
You won't throw out the
Just have a crack.
like
Yeah.
are we doing this? Like these are my services kind of thing. Like
Yep.
yeah.
Mm.
I like the overall message of it though. Like you have to be optimistic.
But it's like, I get where it's stronger is optimism based in belief in yourself.
Yeah.
And despite the negativity or the realism or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. We've always just played by the rules that like if the downside doesn't fuck you.
Yeah, like what Dean said.
Yeah.
What happens if it all goes wrong? If the answer is I'm fucked, don't do it.
Don't do it. Yeah.
It's a very, very good mantra to live by.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you run all of the risky scenarios
Yeah.
and that is not the answer,
Yeah.
let's go.
We really need to get him on the pod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally one of the only things I've just taken
Yeah.
and just adopted.
Yep.
It's just like, well, I know for me, like the way my mind works, like I'm not a cynical person whatsoever, but I'm very calculated
What's the
by
downside
assessing
first?
the
Yeah.
risk.
Yeah.
And that's been one of the greatest things to allow me to take more risk
Yeah.
and take more, opportunity.
When it counts.
Because it's like, hang on a minute, it's going to be all right.
Do you know what I think's really beneficial for people too? And this is someone asked me if like my goal setting has changed because we're having a kid.
Yeah.
I said the biggest difference it's done is it has forced me to increase the value I put on my time.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah, definitely.
kind of tying into this, I think a lot of, if you're like a gym floor PT, for example, and you're doing well, like putting more value on your time. It's similar to that like optimism idea. But look for the biggest upside.
Yeah.
Because a lot of, like, we know we have people come in all the time. It's like, oh, I'm doing 30 sessions and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, cool. Like, what's the next step?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, just get more clients. It's like, and then? Like, oh, and then? Oh. It's like, what? People don't think enough about what the next potential big upside could be in terms of that optimism. Like, where can you go from here?
Yeah, people don't know as well, which we talk about a lot.
Yeah.
Which is why it's important to immerse yourself in communities of people that are going places.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of people that would have gone into standout PT and like just thought the goal was 30 sessions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, we had someone come on lately that was just like, what the fuck are you all talking about?
Yeah. And then now it's like complete business ecosystems.
Yeah.
Multiple products, multiple opportunities to work with people, ways to make money and help people, less time, opportunities to take holidays.
Yeah.
You know, time with family, whatever. So I think when you don't get any formal education in how to run business, the only thing you do is go back to what you always know, which is to work hard.
Yeah.
So like, because you're going to leave that, you're going to die on that hill. Like, oh, I didn't make it.
Yeah.
But I gave it everything I had.
Yeah.
So you can kind of go off knowing that you tried.
Yeah.
But if you, and a lot of people will kind of get on the other side of that. Like, I was one of those people that got on the other side of that. Purely only made it at the start because I worked hard. And I was good at it.
Yeah.
But there's so many other ways that it could have been done to make it more efficient sooner.
Yeah.
And if you had an opportunity to get into communities and connect with people and stuff, who are just doing things and going places and throwing ideas around and whatever, you could just be like, oh, hang on a minute. It's not just me rocking up to the gym, someone turning up late, having to wait an hour, training someone else again. If I get sick, I can't take the week off. If I take the week off, I don't get paid. Like, you start to see, it's kind of like seeing the Matrix a little bit. You start to see how this thing could potentially work.
Yeah. And there's levels to it, right? Levels to all of that as to, like, we're talking now, we're doing that. Like, I'm starting to, like, I can't listen to the full episode of Alex, like you said, because it's like, I'll just feel like shit.
Yeah, and, then,
and like, you
hung up on one thing and it's like 3 other things have been said as well.
Yeah, and the trainer that came into our mastermind the first time was like, what are all of these words?
Yeah, what's happening?
To our absolute credit, told us that.
Yeah.
And then we were able to be like, cool, so this is this, and like kind of cater to it a little bit better. But it's 3 weeks later now, and she's like, oh, I'm so excited about this weekend, and I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. I'm like, she's like, I can see it now, I get it. I'm like, like to go from someone who literally was just like a good trainer in the gym, so she had a steady flow of clients, but was still, I don't want to say stuck, but I just will speak for her, but stuck in a second job.
Yeah.
But time and income was like, I don't have either to let it go.
Jump, yeah.
And obviously she's a mom, and it's kind of like, it's like there's higher stakes than the 20-year-old that can just send it.
And just like if you fuck up, just go home and live with mum and dad.
Correct. Yeah. So it's that's cool, and I think, like you said, that exposure is challenging, and it will be overwhelming, and you will get imposter syndrome and all of that kind of stuff. But if you're never feeling like an imposter, it's a red flag for me. Yeah. Like, as much as like going through it the last little bit, like I had a couple of days of it, it was almost like refreshing.
I still get it coaching people.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Coached people for...
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Can't even remember. I'm 35, 14 years.
Yeah.
14 years I've trained people for.
Yeah.
And I still... Is this... Am I good at this? Do I need to know any more than I know? Like, I just still have all these doubt my decisions, and not in a way where I don't know what I'm talking about, but I just I still get it. Should I be doing this? Yeah. But it keeps your fingers on your toes. There's a healthy. We've spoken about this a lot, and if you guys have followed the podcast for a long time, I think a little bit of it's good. You just don't want to get it to a point where it overcomes you and it
You do nothing.
yeah, that's it, and it just like restricts you from making a decision altogether or any action.
Yeah.
That's when it's like a big problem.
Yeah.
But a little bit's pretty healthy, like you said. Like if you're the person who just doesn't get it at all, it's like it's probably a fair few things you don't know and you're unaware of,
Yeah.
and you're just living this life full of
Super-
like ignorant
Super
bliss.
naive. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just ignorant bliss, man.
Yeah.
It's like enough of it to want to be better.
Yeah, if you feel it a little bit, it's probably good.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the lifetime student thing. You you can never know everything. You can definitely know enough, and you can definitely know more. And I like the be this. I like the be this don't be the smartest person in the room thing. But then I also think it's valuable to be the smartest as well.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it's like you sending the message that you should be the dumbest person in the room all the time is reinforcing that imposter syndrome at a magnitude that could be detrimental to people's growth and development.
Yep.
Sometimes you need to go from that room and stand in another room and stack your proof.
Yeah.
Like you need to deliver, which is what we're going to do on the weekend. We're going to go from this place where you kind of have ask those questions of yourself, and then you walk into another room and just like stamp your feet and go,
Yeah.
this is how you fucking do it.
Yeah. And when you get here, I'll tell you how to get to the next one because I'll be there.
Yeah, because I'm on my own journey and stuff. I think that's really important.
Yeah, and I think like just looking at standout, and if you are a listener to this,
Clip that.
if you are listening to this, you're probably the same kind of culture as what we have in Standout PT.
Yeah.
Where I think people are thinking that it goes away.
Yeah.
People think that one day I'll just feel really confident in it.
Yeah.
And it'll be great.
The anxiety will drop and,
Yeah.
I'll have more confidence in myself. And
You will.
Yeah.
You'll definitely build in confidence. You'll stack that proof and you'll have all of that. But then it'll just be... It usually is just a different area. There'll be something else that comes up that you're like, fuck. Like...
I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
I'm not the most confident person in this place.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you manage it differently as well.
Yeah.
Like just, I don't know if it's maturity, experience, probably a combination. But it's just like when you don't know something now, I know I'm like more than open to letting people just know that I don't know. And I'm not comfortable. I don't know how many times you're like, what do you feel about this? I'm not doing it. And sometimes it's a joke, other times it's like I'm just not confident. Or I'll say to you, I'm not confident in doing this yet.
Yeah.
So then it's just like it's a development thing, right? It's just like, all right, well, how are we going to get better and whatever.
Yep.
Where there was probably a time where it's just like it'd just be like a deer in the headlights. Like if it was like, do you want to do this? One, I'd probably say yes in fear of not letting people know that I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then I would be like just frozen from fear of not knowing.
Yeah.
And then like almost to the point where you just wouldn't be able to take action to make up the gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think also this transition, I think the further you move up the chain, the more options you have to learn different things.
Yep.
So... What's up, guys? Another quick break. I just wanted to jump in and remind you guys about the STC Fit Learning Mentorship. Now, our mentorship's been running since about 2016, where we've developed trainers through their first year of business in personal training and allowed them to leapfrog the first 5 years of mistakes that we made. If you're currently studying, looking to finish in the next month or so, or you're looking for someone to help you out with mentoring and all that kind of stuff, jump on. Have a look at the details for the mentorship. Head to programs and mentorship and all the details are there. And you can come and be an STC Fit coach for an entire year. Includes all of our education and direct mentoring from our head coaches. Back to the episode. When you're a Gym 4 personal trainer, you need to be good on the phone, good in consults, good in the sale.
Yeah.
And then be a good coach. So it's just like, all I need to do really within the first, if you learn from STC, within your first 12 weeks, you should be proficient at acquiring clients. Phone calls, consults, sales. You should be very proficient at that.
Yep.
Then maybe your experience, movement assessment, skill set, programming takes a little bit longer. And that's what we say in our workshops and stuff. Like the stuff we can't give you.
Yeah.
We can give you a model to follow that we both believe is like world class, but we can't give you the experience that comes with it.
Correct.
That allows you to feel as comfortable about it as what we do because we've done it so many times. So it's all about acquiring that. And that's all you're really focused on.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, so I want some online clients. Okay, now you need to start to understand a little bit of human behavior psychology, a little bit of marketing fundamentals, a little bit of social media, even just like little things like helping someone build their website at the moment. It's on WordPress.
Yeah.
I've never used it. Like all the builds we've ever done is on Squarespace, or I didn't build it, and I'm like, fuck, okay, there's another thing I have to learn.
Yeah. Are you sure you just don't want to use Squarespace?
I thought that, but I was like, I have to rebuild every page.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, that's there's something that I need to learn. And if you're new, it's like, well, what the fuck is a link in bio, and
what's a WordPress?
what's lead pages, and I don't even know what. You could be listening to this right now going, I don't know what Squarespace or WordPress is.
Yeah.
I have no familiarity with either of them. And then it's like, okay, and you need an email list, and you need to write newsletters, and you need to know how to edit video, and you need to, it's like, all of a sudden there's a huge window of stuff that you don't know that opens. It's like, oh, I'm a good personal trainer, I can get results, which is what most people say in their consult. It's like, oh, I'm a good trainer.
Yeah.
I'm just not out there. I need to get myself out there more is usually what they'll say, or like I'm not good at marketing, or I'm not good at sales, or ultimately they're just not attracting the people they want to work with.
Yeah,
Which
great.
is usually why they end up with us. So yeah, that opens a huge door. And then it's like, okay, so you get that right, then you've got a capacity of what you can do. You train so many people. So then what? You need to refine that even further to be able to sell to a larger market who maybe don't even want your product yet.
Yeah.
Saw this thing yesterday that's like 3% of the market are ready to buy, and everyone markets to them.
Yep.
DMs, follow, unfollow, comments, all of that. You're trying to catch the person who's in that 3%.
Yeah.
Stuff like this, podcast, longer form, YouTube, that's targeted at those kind of like thinking about it, which I don't remember the percentage. And then there's their problem aware and searching, I think. So it's like problem aware, ready to buy.
Yeah.
Problem aware, looking.
Yeah.
Then just problem aware but not interested.
Yeah.
And then there's not even problem aware. And that's like 60% of the market.
Yeah, I would assume they'd be.
So it's like, okay, in the back of my mind now, I'm like, okay, how do I talk to them?
Yeah.
Which has been our frustration for years, is like, you walk into a health club and you just want to grab a personal trainer and be like, I can fucking fix it.
Yeah.
You just don't even know that it's broken yet.
Yeah.
And that we talked about, I think it was a few episodes ago, we talked about the knowledge gap of like, sometimes having conversations with some people. It's like I was having a conversation about the online thing, and the guy was like, oh, what should I post?
Yeah.
And I was like, you just asked me like what exercise to do for fat loss.
Yeah.
Like that's the relative question you've just asked me. So when you get to break that knowledge gap down and you start to go, well, I had to learn the mechanics of fat loss, the physiology of how it actually works, the psychology of how it actually works. Then I had to be able to implement systems for it to be able to apply it to someone. And then I had to review it and have ways of changing it, measuring it, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Learn to coach somebody.
Yeah. And then you go, what do I post? And you think there's the same amount of knowledge gap there to produce that. And that's each step you take. It's like that. You said Dunning-Kruger, which I like. I actually like the circle of knowledge because it's just a really good visual. So for the ear people, if you picture a circle, you do a circle with one hand, like the perfect sign or delicious pasta sign. So that circle, everything you know is inside that circle.
Yeah.
When you know more, it becomes two hands drawing a circle. The surface area of that circle is what you don't know. So the bigger that circle becomes, the more surface area shit you're looking at going, fuck, I know nothing.
Yeah.
Because you open that one door of, oh, what's email marketing?
Yeah.
What do I post?
That distance is terrifying for the first time, especially.
Yeah, and then the hardest, where I started with this is like picking one
Yeah.
and not doing them all shit.
Yeah.
Particularly as a sole trader, but even as in a team as a business, it's like, what are we focusing on right now? Because you can move to the next step without executing. Like, we've had marketing strategies in place that have been very similar to what we've been doing lately, but we've had exponentially higher growth rates lately. And it's just because the execution was better.
Yeah.
And we've already even had the conversations like, why? Previously, it was, why isn't it working? This makes no sense. Everyone that we speak to says the same thing, and we're fucking doing it. And they're even saying that what we're doing is good, and it's not happening. And then all of a sudden it starts to happen. And it was just like, okay, it was just execution was better. There was just little tweaks. So if you go and do 7 things,
You don't know what's...
the execution on all of them is average.
Yeah.
Which means none of them work.
Yeah. And if something does work, you don't know what it is anyway.
Yeah. 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 I feel like that was a big rant. Took a load off for you, mate.
Pretty good.
Took
I
a
feel
load
like I
off for you.
contributed.
Yeah.
I reckon I contributed better in this one.
What? I don't know. I feel like we spoke about it on last podcast, maybe, but
It's a long time ago.
event tomorrow. So to give you guys a scope of the event, we open VIP.
Just let you know it's Wednesday. We're like...
Oh,
the
yeah.
event.
Sorry. What's fucking
Event this week.
2 sleeps.
Yeah.
Because it starts Friday, right? So we've got VIP day, which is group workout,
Yeah. Social event.
dinner.
Yeah.
And then we offered some other bonuses and goodies to the VIP people.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, 9 to 5, workshops, which we'll come back to that. Saturday night, networking, fancy place, food, drink.
Yep.
Fancy place won't let me wear my TNs that I don't own.
I like this place.
Yeah. I like the kind of people that is going to
Yeah.
exclude.
Avoid. Yeah.
And then Sunday, 9 to 5 again. Firstly, I said it to someone before I even realized I was saying it. And I was like, one of the coolest things is knowing that we can put together 16 hours of content and present all weekend. And it's all practical.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I was like, that's pretty cool. To know that we've got that in the bank and none of our training shit's in it or nutrition stuff.
Yeah.
And they're like full weekends themselves.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's cool to know we've got that huge a bank of
So
content ready to roll.
So much stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's cool. However, rewind to 2015, we ran a muscle camp, and it started out being called Fat Loss Camp, but it was affectionately shortened to Fat
We just
Camp.
called Fat Camp. We called it Fat Camp.
Affectionately, though.
Yeah, and it
Not
had a great
insulting.
response as
Yeah,
well. We sold it out.
Damn right.
We sold it
And
out.
what we started with was a topic that we did for 10 to 15 minutes,
Yeah, yeah.
and then we trained for an hour. And that was it. And it was like 10 clients who all came to the start of the session. We taught them something. They got a handout, and then we went and trained. And that was like our first introduction to teaching. Then we built our own team, and we started doing like a couple of hours, I think they were back in the day, maybe half day.
Level up.
The Level Up program that we ran, that was an internal course. So we had anywhere from 4 up to, I think, peaked at 17 trainers at those. Then we started doing some public ones and was like, hey, we're doing this event, so let's do a workshop while we're there and just hope people come. And it was like, oh, people will keep showing up to these. And then we obviously had I think we spoke about it last week, like we had this room booked for a totally different event.
Yeah.
And then we were like, okay, well, fuck it. Let's
Just
keep
take
it
it
ourselves
on.
and do it. That turns into a 2-day event that we profited on, which is cool when you think about the overheads of the place that we...
Yeah, yeah. Wouldn't have been the first place of choice.
Definitely
I'm
not.
glad we did it.
Yeah.
Because it's
Having been
fucking
there now.
top notch.
Yeah. So advice to a personal trainer who is thinking impact the way we do, contribution the way we did, growth, seeing their pathway potentially in education, like the idea of it, want to go down that road. Maybe they even want to build a team. Maybe they want some kind of subscription type thing. That events are a great way to build contact for. It's always also a great way to build your stack of proof.
Yeah.
It's like if you can present it to someone, it probably means you understand it pretty well. What are you telling them?
Where to start, or just anything?
Anything.
I think start with your own clients as a way of getting good at educating people.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the most comfortable environment with like the most well-received people.
Yeah, with enough discomfort.
Yeah, that's right, with enough discomfort. But they're going to be the best people because you can fuck it up, make mistakes, like you can be a little bit wrong, and then you can come back and change it, and they'll be more forgiving.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would starting with your clients would be the best. Always think about the takeaways and how the person's going to implement it. We kind of started on the route of just regurgitating information, which granted you cherry pick the right things and package it together, so it's not like it's wrong.
Yeah.
But then it just got to a point where it's like I can just read the book.
Yeah.
It's
hashtag science-based error.
Correct. Yeah. So I think that
before social media too.
Yeah.
Because like what we were teaching then, now is just every second personal trainer slides.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's okay to do that. And it's also more than okay to then tell people how you would take that information and use it.
Yeah.
And that is where you'll see the biggest gap in people is people that are newer to the space will tell you the information. And then the people that have been in the space for a while and have developed a system and have enough experience and stuff, they'll now give you the steps on how they will apply it. And they're pretty happy to know that there's a million other ways to apply it and know that their system's not foolproof or anything like that. But what it does is allows whoever you're teaching this information to now go straight from that presentation and be impacted with action immediately.
Yeah.
And I think that that's the sign of a great educator.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think like always try and look at, rather than like it being like showing people how smart you are, go with the idea of like how is the person going to be impacted and what actions are they going to take immediately after listening to you.
Yeah. Yeah. What makes the biggest difference to their outcome in 4 weeks?
Yeah.
Not what makes you look the smartest.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, because like there will be people that will get a big kick out of a room of 30 people saying, "Oh, Ben's so smart."
Yeah, I'm just thinking of someone. Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be like a really I guess like net positive. I know for myself, like I don't really care if people just say I'm smart.
Yeah,
I want those 30 people saying, "Hey, I took your system information, whatever you said about this, and tried it with X and got this result." And I think that's a far better outcome as an educator than just verbal masturbation.
Yeah, I think internally that's the most celebrated feedback we get from the pod too.
Yeah,
it's like when someone sends us a message, it's like, "Hey, been listening to the pod for this amount of time. I did the X, Y, Z. Now I'm doing this." So we had a couple of people like, "Oh, I went from in 6 months, I started making 6 figures, blah, 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 blah." You're like, fuck. Yeah. That's sick.
Yeah.
Because like we don't even, do you still get weird when people say that they listen to the podcast? Does it still freak you out?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I always say thank you for putting up with us.
Yeah, it's like it's almost like I'm self-conscious about it.
I just forget we do this and people listen to it.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck, what did I say? What did I say that I probably wouldn't have said in front of
conversation to the person,
Yeah, in that environment. Which I guess is why podcasts are good, right? Because you break those walls. But yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. So that's the education thing, I think.
Yeah.
Make a good impact on the person.
What do you think of like webinars? I know we're gonna launch some.
I think it's a great way of building profile. I think it's a good way of throwing a net out that's a bigger catchment area, giving people opportunity from elsewhere, like, you know, if you're not famous in your own gym and kind of, I guess, have little bit of a presence online, it's probably not worth it. So it wouldn't be the first place I would go to if I've never done a presentation before.
Yeah.
But I definitely think, you know, there's so many different people all around the world and the country alone that would probably want to tune into what you say at a given time. So, yeah, it's not the most optimal way to deliver. I definitely would prefer a face-to-face environment.
It's much harder.
Well, you go. I feel like learning environment is really important for learning. Like, you go into the weekend as soon as you step foot in that room.
Yeah,
you're there to learn. You're like, your subconscious knows that it's like, I'm going to sit down and pay attention. At home, it's like the fucking dog's sitting next to you. Yeah, you know, you like can start making little noises, so he jumps up on you. You're patting him. Yeah, the cat fucking jumps over the back of your seat. You know, you can hear someone crashing and banging in the kitchen. Yeah. Your phone's on. No one's there to
see you.
You can just turn your screen off. Like, anyone that turns their screen off is not listening. Like, I would argue.
Yeah.
Most of the time, not taking shots, but it's like, you know, there's a little bit of that as well.
Such a killer as a presenter.
If you were in a room,
if you go to anything, guys,
don't
keep your screen on. Yeah, it's such a killer as a presenter.
Present and you'll know. It'd be like being in a room and there's people looking down at their phone or looking around, whatever. It's like so distracting. So I think the gold standard is face to face because you're always going to absorb the information better. But I think the to get the reach out and stuff, it's webinars are definitely the way.
Do you reckon attendance wise? I feel like we do better face to face attendance wise than we do online.
I don't know if we ran that many.
But we haven't done it online for a while.
Yeah, we ran a lot for our clients. I can't remember the last one I ran for, like, just the.
We did a few early days, like first 1K weeks in that PT and stuff. So.
Yeah, I can't remember the last one we ran for the general public.
Be interesting to see how they go.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like if you tell someone it's going to be recorded too, they just, like, don't listen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wonder if there's a way. Yeah, it's just like you don't get it for 2 weeks or something. Like, there's a gap so that you do pay attention. I don't know. There's got to be a way to increase the attention during it. And I get that how you present is important too. So we've obviously, like, tried to become a little bit more aware of just, like, how to work the room and how to use your tone and how to, you know, engage with the audience, not just speak to, like, one person and use people's names and ask people questions, because if you do that, like, other people are going to be like, well, fuck, I've got to listen, because if you ask me a question, I'm going to look like a dumbass in front of, like, 30 people. Yeah. So I think I might preface that on the weekend.
What's that?
So I'm going to ask everyone a question. So
yeah,
because then they're like,
I remember we did when we were doing the bulletproof program, we did feedback forms. Yeah, and it was like review each presenter. And I reckon there was like 50% of them all said the same thing. It was like, Ben's presentations, blah, 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 blah. I hate it, but I also love that he'll just call you out and ask a question. Yeah. Because I have to stay in the room and pay attention the whole time in case he asks me. Yeah. And I'm like, that's good.
Definitely.
That's good.
Yeah. So, yeah, how you present is really important as well.
Yeah.
That evolves too. You're not going to be perfect at first. You're going to be nervous. You're going to have to read off cue cards. You're going to have to be like more looking at the screen than the people. But once you know your stuff and you're confident to work the room and stuff, working the room is the most important thing.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely way easier to present in person. Yeah. Because I think if I'm a personal trainer now starting out, I'm like, online's less public if no one comes.
Yeah, you can just turn off.
Yeah.
You don't have to organise the room and stand there and there's no one there.
Yeah, and like 3 people on a Zoom call feels better than 3 people in a group classroom.
In a big room.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, this is awkward. Like, I put out 20 seats and there's no one here. Like, you know what I mean? It's a weird dynamic. Whereas people would look at online as like, oh, it's an easier out. Yeah. It's way harder to present.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, in terms of like bombing on a Zoom call versus bombing in person, it's way worse. Yeah. In my opinion.
100%.
Yeah, because you can pull it out so quick in person.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, but like you can tell even like
you can just gather yourself way easier.
Yeah, in the online workshops, you're just like, fuck, I've lost them.
Yeah.
How do I get them back? And you've got to get them back from their phone.
Yeah.
Not from...
I've even stumbled on my words a few times and like got back real quick. If I did that in person, like especially a couple of years ago, but like, I'd almost have to just say, give me a minute.
Oh, you think in person's easier? In person's harder to catch yourself.
If I stumbled on my words in front of people, I'd be like, fuck.
Interesting.
If I do it online,
You don't care.
I can regather myself far quickly.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The audio, it's harder from an engagement perspective, but
Yeah.
delivering it is easier.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That's what I think. I think it's easier to deliver online.
Yeah. Well,
But-
it's less dynamic, right? Because you're not moving around. And you're not.
Yeah,
You don't have to crowd work as much.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's interesting because I find like I said, I'd rather bomb in person
Yeah.
because I'm very comfortable laughing at myself.
Yeah.
Like there was one we did. Might have been Sydney the second time we went to Penrith. I made a joke and it just fucking
Yeah, I remember.
no one
I
responded.
don't remember the joke, but yeah, I remember.
But I joked about the joke not working and everyone laughed and I was like, bang, we're back, let's go.
Yeah.
And I was so comfortable with it. Yeah. But when you lose a room on Zoom, like yesterday, we were saying I was too caffeinated, anxious. And I was just like, okay, I don't even know if... Are you listening?
You just got to keep going.
Yeah.
You just got to assume that there's like one person's going to be like, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I'm speaking to you right now.
Yeah. And you just drop a question that like, oh, fuck, I have to pay attention. But yeah. Yep. How long, Tem?
An hour.
Sweet. I feel like
Perfect.
we're going to pad if we go any longer.
Yeah, agreed.
Cool. So next week we will be talking about the recap of the event, which will be exciting. Probably, yeah. Will it have already happened, so I can't tell you to keep an eye on the socials. But as I mentioned, new standout PT offers. If you want to go have a look at those, so entry level, like it's designed to be a budget option, right? So it's like if you can't afford the standout PT total fee, so by removing contact with us, it makes it a little bit cheaper.
Yep.
So you can have the touch free option, or maybe just like scheduling wise doesn't work. Which we've had it a little bit as well. So touch free option, group workshops, mastermind calls. Add one-on-one coaching if you like, or just say fuck it and we'll build the whole thing for you.
We'll do it all for you.
Obviously, you can reach straight out to you can do it through STC Learn or my own page if you're interested in that one-on-one coaching. Business coaching side of things, I don't think we have too much else. Obviously, go to the website, stcfit.com, go to the STC Learn side. Our scorecard's up there, and all the other resources and
Workshop
links and
dates
things that you need.
For Sydney?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we will be presenting with Ash from...
We can't tell you
soon to
right
be
now.
named. Currently known as... I will do like the Prince thing, like formerly known as.
Yeah.
Currently formerly known as MA Services, who's going to be joining us for Post on Purpose.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about marketing campaigns and how to actually put shit that actually gets you clients out there instead of spending your whole life worrying about what to post on socials and it not fucking doing anything. And when it working, you're having no idea why. Ash is going to come in and talk about email marketing as well and how to set that up. We've noticed huge increases in success post working with Ash and introducing that to our business.
Definitely.
So yeah, that'll be Sydney is, I believe, Friday the 13th will be Sydney in the city. And then Friday the 10th of November will be in Cheltenham in Melbourne. So yeah, stay tuned for tickets for those.
That's it.
All right.
All right.
Have a
See you
great
next
week.
time.
See you guys.